So Jamie still can't hear us.
That's weird.
No, he just, yeah.
So Jamie can't hear us. Can you hear me, Jamie?
Can you guys try again, please?
Hello, hello. Jamie, can you hear me? No.
One more time.
Hello, Jamie, can you hear me now?
Back to same system.
Oh, I don't know anybody.
Josh, to
Taking
type
him out,
something
putting
to
him
the
back in.
attorney, to type something to the attorney so he can see it.
He just logged out. So give him a minute and he'll be back probably.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey, Josh, while you're trying to figure that, or while he's trying to come back on, the PD isn't on the Sunnyside PD isn't on our agendas.
Right. Yeah. So we thought that we had to actually change the contract, but that contract is good for another couple years. So it's actually just the notification of the increase. So
Oh,
they're going to $57 this year. And last year it was 55. So it's a $2 increase is all we're looking at. But
okay.
so it's not we don't have an actual contract to change like we thought we did. And just
Jamie,
so
can you hear us now?
live. I'm sorry.
Jamie, can you hear us?
I can hear us fine. Yeah.
Jamie can't hear us.
I don't know. Like I said, everything's working. I wonder.
Can you message him and have him check his mute button?
Right. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see.
mhm.
Doesn't everybody just love technology?
Okay. Oh, no, I do.
For the record, if anybody's
No.
on, we're just having some technical difficulties.
Mhm.
It'll be 1 second.
Nothing. Great. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if we can hear him.
Yeah.
Can you hear me at all? I cannot hear any of you.
Okay. No, he can't hear us.
See, it's gotta be his speakers then.
Mayor, can you dial Jamie's number and just have him
Oh, there you go.
listen it to you through your phone like we did last time?
I'm actually emailing him right now for him to do that. He's not in his office, I don't think so.
No, for you to call from your phone. Call him.
I don't have his personal phone number. I only have his office, and so, but I just emailed him right now and
Oh,
asked him to call me.
okay.
Okay. All right.
I think he went back off again.
Juan, you're muted now, bud.
Yeah, definitely.
Oy vey, okay.
Can you hear me now?
There
Yeah.
we go. Can you
Okay.
hear us?
See, we could hear you before, although we do miss your pretty face that way.
Neil, sometimes you have to lose some things in this process, so.
I guess so.
Okay,
Yeah, I
thank you
can
very
hear you
much.
now. I didn't have any audio received. I couldn't hear anything that you guys were saying. So my apologies for whatever it was.
No, we're good. Okay, we'll go ahead and start the city council we'll start the city council study session at, I need a time, 6:12. We have no old business. New business, discussion of ordinance number 2021-1176, the 2021 budget amendment. Number 1 is on page 13 and 14. I guess there's no numbers on some of this. Yeah, underneath the exhibit A, it says exhibit A. So this is the budget for 2021. At the end of our budget, the end of the budget, it was $4,764,210. We've been working on this for a while, so, but Josh, is anything you'd like to add to this budget here for 2000, the amended budget?
No, ma'am. So it's fairly straightforward. Once I actually got in there and looked at the numbers, you'll notice that most of them didn't change very much. There's about, let's see here, I got a note here. So there was about 40,000 that we needed to put into the cemetery fund. Of course, that's standard for the cemetery fund. It never supports itself. And we always know there's going to be a change at the end of the year. It's just how much that change is actually going to be. And then everything else honestly held their own pretty well. I think there was about 5 or 10,000 that we had to move for the sewer fund. But everything else, the numbers held true for what we put in there last year. So yeah, I was, like I said, it's the standard thing. It was just trying to figure out what the numbers actually were. And when I got in there and finally got to put the pieces together, we found out that everything was pretty close. Okay.
The only one that changed was the cemetery fund and the water or sewer fund
The cemetery and the sewer, correct.
and the sewer. Those are the only ones that changed. We had
Right.
to add more money into it.
Correct. That's correct.
What I wanted to know, how much budget do we have for the police officers? That's what I've been asking about and I haven't gotten anything back.
This isn't the budget for next year. This is this
That's
year's
the
budget.
amendment. So I
This is,
gave
we're
you
closing
that.
out this year's budget. All the bills from this year's now been paid into this budget, and this is a closeout of this year's budget. This is not next year's
I wanted to know
budget.
what was the budget for this year.
You should have that in your budget book,
I'm asking, I would like to know a number if I could, please.
but that's not to discuss today. We're discussing this one. But in your budget book that you have, it shows all the numbers for the PD broken down.
So Diana, just to remember, I gave you that paperwork in between study session and council last meeting.
Yeah, but I thought that was under general. I thought
So
that's
that,
what
yeah, so that has all the numbers there. That gives us what we spent on the salary and then all of their other expenses.
I think she wants to know the budget for how much we budgeted for 2022.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I gave. That's what I
That's
gave
what
her.
you gave her?
That's what it was.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Is there any other questions on this? Any other questions? Okay, then we'll move forward. The next one is discussion of resolution 2021-22, authorizing the mayor to sign the collective bargaining agreement. That is going to be page 15.
Okay, I wasn't here that meeting, so I would like to know what happened or.
Okay, so what happened was we had more than 2/3 of our employees in our head division that decided that they wanted to be union. So they reached out to the union, they did the paperwork to the union. The union come and said they want to be union. The city cannot stop them from being union. They have the right to do that as long as 2/3 of their body agrees to become union. So they entered into the union, and this is the resolution for the Teamsters, and usually it'll say the resolution for Teamsters in the city of Mapton, but this, since it's like our city clerk, our treasurer, our public works director, it has to be listed out. Jamie, is there anything else you can add to this?
That's correct. On November 15th of 2021, a representation petition was filed with state PERC, which is the procedure, and the city clerk, city treasurer, and public work director sought representation through the Teamsters, Local 760. PERC looks at that and determines if it's an appropriate bargaining unit, and it made that determination at the state level. And then they do a follow-up card check, and that took place on December 20th, and that confirmed that each of the members unanimous within the group wanted that representation. So that set set the stage for the representation. The agreement that you have before you is a collective bargaining agreement, and that was bargained in good faith with the union. And what it is it basically continues on the salary and benefits that each of the individuals received under their contract. So there is no cost to the city in terms of the implementation of this through a collective bargaining agreement. Same terms are there. The city retained all of its management rights, and they're set forth in some detail in the agreement. So it basically recognizes the continuing rights of the employer for management decisions. That's an important thing. And the provisions that were negotiated were favorable to the city on that. Benefits are the same. And the final part is that there's an annual increase based upon the worker CPI, which is the index that sets the amount of Social Security increases each year. So that covers the inflation component. It's a fairly conservative number, but fair number. And that was determined to be a more appropriate measure for adjustments. So I think that's an overview of the agreement. It's not unusual. Other cities have had management level employees follow this path. Granger, Sunnyside, I believe, and a number of others. So it's not an unusual thing.
So that's a very good question, Vera. So Vera asked if the chief of police should be on here. We did not put the chief of police on here because we don't have one. And everybody has the right to enter or not enter. So if we put the chief of police on there, then he wouldn't really have a right. He would have to enter even if he doesn't want to. So we're just leaving that blank. And then when he comes on, then he can, or she can, yeah, they have the right to join the union. Yeah. But since the position is open, we decided not to put it on there because then it would force somebody to do something. Any other questions? Everybody okay with this? Can we move on? Yes. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. Discussion of resolution 2021-19. You're not allowed to talk yet. Authorizing the mayor to sign the contract with Yakima Valley Commerce of Governments, YV-COG, for technical planning. So that is on page 16. So this is the thing that we sign every year with YV-COG for their training or for their assistance with us. You will need to delegate 2 new people for them for their voting, the voting members when January comes in, because there'll be new council and stuff. So then you'll have an opportunity to vote in the 2 people that you want to be there. This is just their agreement with us. Same thing we do every year with them.
I see 7,140.
Josh, did the numbers change to COG?
No, ma'am. No,
From
so
last year
that
to
is
this year?
So like I said, that is the assistance agreement for planning. And that is the exact same amount we used last year. I was saying we held pretty close to that. I think we were within $300 or $400 of that. So that should hold true to be about right for this year. We're hoping. There's no increase though.
Do you have any more questions? Okay, we'll go ahead and move forward. Executive session, we have a number in here. Are we going out for executive session for something? No, right?
We'll see. I'm gonna say, yeah, you should be.
We should be going out for executive session.
Correct, for the, I would say, to go through the agreement. Remember?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, we're gonna go ahead and call for an executive session. So I just need everybody